Welcome everyone to the AffordableTours.com travel show. Today we are going to be featuring the beautiful destination of Great Britain and Ireland. My name is Ali and I'm the training specialist with the Globus family of brands, and I'd like to introduce you all today to the co-president of AffordableTours.com, Rod Fernandez. Welcome, Rod.
Thank you, Ali. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new edition of the AffordableTours.com travel show. And I am, like Ali said, I am Rod Fernandez, co-president at AffordableTours.com. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone for joining us here today. I do want to let you know that as a bonus for being on participating on today's show, we will have a show special at the end of the presentation. So please watch out for that. And it will be a good deal. It's essentially better than we normally do on a Britain and Ireland Globus vacation. Today we have a real treat for you. We have a tour director that specializes on these vacations, and he's going to share all kinds of great things with you about the Britain and Ireland packages from Globus. So again, thank you very much for joining us today, and I'll hand you back to Ali, who is going to introduce our speaker.
Thank you so much, Rod. And so today what we're going to take a look at is, first of all, obviously, the destination of Great Britain. We'll share some fast facts with you to get you excited about the destination. We'll talk about London in 2012 and why it is such a top destination for this year. What are the benefits of traveling with Globus? We'll touch on that. And then, of course, we'll look at a couple of vacations in the Britain and Ireland portfolio. We'll talk about a couple top sellers. And Matthew is going to take us through some of his favorite tours and a perspective from the tour director. And then, of course, like Rod just mentioned, we'll go over the exclusive offers and savings just for you. Plus, we're going to do a grand prize drawing for one of the lucky participants in today's call. So if you're attending live today, we're going to have an exclusive grand prize drawing from one of you. So be sure to stay on to the end. And then again, I'd like to welcome our very special guest speaker, Matthew Bell, who is one of our top tour directors in Great Britain. And so here's Matthew up on the ski slopes. He is actually joining us today live from Spain. He's originally from Leeds, England. He has spent, where he did spend 3 years at the University of London. He joined Globus in 1993. So he's been with us almost over 18 years, leading tours around Great Britain. And he currently enjoys taking you all around Great Britain and Ireland, especially the Scottish Highlands. Welcome, Matthew. Thanks for tuning in.
Ali, Rod, everybody out there, lovely to speak to you. Thanks for being nice. I'm chuckling because I'm looking at I sent to you. I should be more careful of the pictures I send you, Ali, but that's actually what a bit like is in Spain at the minute. It's pretty cold over here, but looking forward to having a chat with you all tonight.
Thank you so much, Matthew. So let's take a look at some of the Britain and Ireland fast facts. Did you all know that CNN in a recent article just ranked England as the #1 destination for 2012? So this is a perfect time for you to be tuning in today. And Britain and Ireland, for the Globus family of brands, it's actually our #2 top-selling destination. So we are covering, of course, a brief introduction to this particular destination. But just so you all know, you're picking a great topic to tune into. And did you know that with Globus, our prices, when you look at how Globus compares to some other tour operators out there, we're as much as 20% less. So just be thinking of that when you're looking at these tours that Matthew's going to tell us about, when you're, kind of comparing different options for your travel experience. You're going to be saving quite a bit on top of those show specials and things that Rod was telling us about. The great thing about Britain and Ireland is that this destination, it appeals to those of you who are new or seasoned travelers. So whether you are an international traveler or whether, hey, you're just looking to go overseas for the very first time, Britain and Ireland is a perfect place either to start or to return back to once again. So we want to talk a little bit about London and what is the outlook for 2012. So Matthew, maybe you could take us through why 2012 is a great time to visit London and the rest of Britain.
Well, the screen says it all. London is open, and of course, this year, 2012, we have, of course, for the first time since 1948, we have, of course, got the Olympic Games. Now, the Olympic Games, which are running from the 29th of July to about the 12th of August, it is an issue in many ways, and you can see the beautiful stadium that we've built and financed over there. And what we're trying to stress to people is London is open. And what we're trying to stress is the first thing is, we're making the point here, London, if there's anybody listening up who maybe hasn't been to London, London is a big city. We're talking a city, the population, 9 or 8 million people. The stadium, the Olympic Park, as you know yourselves, when you've had the Olympics in Atlanta and Los Angeles and all these kind of places, the Olympic Park is a long way from the city centre, precisely 7.5 miles. It's way out in the east of London, okay? So people sometimes think that, the Olympic Stadium is going to be right next to... It's going to be next to Buckingham Palace or something like that. It's not. It's 7.5 miles out. So if you did want to come over to London and you did want to pop out and see any of the activities on it, you can do it. But by the same token, if you wanted to come to London and you wanted to stay alone, basically avoid the Olympics, you can do that as well. The whole Olympic thing is 7.5 miles away to the east. 7.5 miles, that's a long hit. The other thing as well that we're stressing people this year, and we know what people do. We know we put the products in front of you, and we know you do have a choice out there. Is when you're looking at our brochure, and if you want to go and look at the other companies' brochures as well, look very carefully. Our hotels are there. I was talking to the hotel negotiator in the office in London this very morning. We were talking about this issue. The hotels were booked, done and dusted, paid for. We're in. And so those hotels that you see in the range, we are in. And if you look at certain other companies, you will see that they are not in. They are a long way out of town. So with Globus, we have this line of, what you see is what you get. If you're looking at that brochure and you're seeing that hotel there, that is where you're going to be. You're looking at a picture there of a beautiful hotel, the Hilton London Metropole, which is in the sort of centre, northwest side of London, one of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed at. Beautiful hotel. And when you see these Globus brochures and you see the tours saying, you say, we're going to stay here, we're going to stay there, you are going to be staying there. London is open, and London is open for business, and Globus is going to be there, 100% guaranteed. We're not staying out of town, out of the city. We're in there. That is absolutely set in stone.
And Matthew, what do you think will become with the tourist attractions? Do you think that there's going to be less crowds, more crowds? What do you think?
Less crowded. We've done a lot of research. I mean, it's as I said, in the United States, you've had a few Olympic Games in the last 30, 40 years or so. We haven't. 1948 was our last Olympics, and everything has changed since then, as we well know. But looking at examples of places like Sydney and Athens and other places, the tourist attractions, the things that the people that come over, the things that people want to see. People want to see the House of Parliament. They want to see the changing of the guard, Windsor Castle, Madame Tussauds, these kind of sort of blue-ribboned attractions. Everything we're seeing, they're going to be less crowded. In actual fact, it's the time to travel. It really is the time to go. You come over, everything's open for business, it's going to be less crowded.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for sharing this good news with us. And remember, everybody, when you travel with an escorted tour company like Globus, we handle everything for you. We have a team, in fact, of local hosts in place at the airports and hotels in addition to our tour directors. So they are armed and ready to take care of everything for you to make the most of your stay when you're in Great Britain and Ireland. So how do we do this? How do we eliminate the hassling, the navigating, the planning? Well, that's why you choose to go with an escorted tour, because as Matthew's going to tell us, he has VIP access to the must-see attractions and destinations. You don't have to wait in line. As he's mentioned, the hotels, with some of the ones you've just seen on the screen, are hand-selected by our operations department overseas. And so they pick the perfect hotels right in the heart of the locations and destinations for you. Our tour directors are hand-selected. They're obviously wonderful, as you're hearing today from Matthew. You're hearing from one of the best. They have on average of 14 years experience, and they speak multiple languages. And the key with Globus is our tour directors are from the destination where they're giving you the tours. Now, maybe that sounds obvious, but Matthew, there's other operators out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but they might use somebody from the United States to be taking them around Ireland, or somebody from Italy to be taking them around Ireland.
Exactly, and you know, that is, and if I was to go to the United States, if I was to go to Canada, I'd want somebody from the United States, I'd want somebody from Canada to do the tour. And so you come on a British and Irish tour, you're going to get a British and Irish tour director, and the commentary is always, you know, perfect English as well.
And Matthew, tell us why Globus. If you were going to talk to today's travelers and say, what is it that makes Globus different than some of the other tour operators, what would you say?
When I joined Globus in 1993, I applied to certain other companies as well. Globus came through, and Globus came across to me as the most honest out there, and that is absolutely 100% true. When we look at the tours, we tweaked the tours just a little bit over the years. We've changed the hotel here, we've changed the hotel there, we've put in 2 nights in, things like this. What we want is, we don't see the people that come over, we don't see them as sort of they're coming over for 10 days and 14 days, never to be seen again. We want to see them again. And as I'm sure you're going to point out, Ali, in terms of customers coming back and rebooking, Globus is a country mile ahead of the other companies. We want to see them again, and people come back again. So you mentioned the quality of the guides. I wouldn't dare to mention that, but I would certainly mention the quality of the drivers. There we have our longest-serving driver from South Wales, David, or Di, as he likes to be known, Di Owen, with his brand new coach. Took a picture just last year. That was in Ireland, and we find that people come over. Most of all, you know, they come over, they put their hard-earned money with Globus, and at the end of the tour, they fill out the tour questionnaires, they write what they think about the tour guide, the driver, and their satisfaction is very, very high indeed. And that is why they come back. They see that what they're getting is first-rate value for money. They see when they go into the hotels, you walk into these hotels in London, and it's $300-400 US a night, and yet we're staying there. And so people seeing what they're getting, seeing the value for money, and when we take them out, we try to educate, we try to entertain as well. We find that we have a very, very high satisfaction of the tours themselves. People see the value for money. People see the fact that, as we said to you last time, my father, when he fills up his Honda Accord in England, it costs him about $100 US to fill up the tank of his Honda Accord. And so they come over and they see that all these things like the fuel and everything is taken care of. It's a quality project. There is my good self, that's me in the suit on the right, and that is down in rural Ireland. Every June we have a group of New Zealand farmers that come over, and that's Nick, who's the tour leader, and we take them on a 27-day tour around the British Isles. Classic example. These guys, they keep coming back year after year after year, and they've booked up for this year as well, and fingers crossed I'll be doing the tour in June. So we don't see them as people just coming for one tour, wave and goodbye. We want them to come back, because they keep coming back. That's better for us. It's better for all, isn't it? For obvious reasons. And we are finding now people coming back and back. It's quite funny when people come up to me and they say, Matthew, do you remember us from 1996? And sometimes I tell them, to be quite honest, you know, we've seen a lot of people over the years, thanks to good work of, you know, by many, many people. But Globus is quality, and so is Cosmos, as we're going to talk about as well. But that's Nick and I down in the depths of southwestern Ireland.
All right. And Matthew, just to your point about, you know, repeat business, you know, we're seeing 85% of travelers who go with Globus repeat and go again. So we thank all of you who have been on a Globus tour. I know some of you are typing in some great questions to us. Jerry said that he's been with your friend Paul over there in Great Britain as a tour director. So he's, you know, we've got some very loyal clients out there. So thank you.
Well, we are. I mean, over 80% That's fantastic.
Yeah, 85%.
Fantastic.
Yep, one of our nearest tour operators here in the States that, I'm sure you know the line, you see them probably over there, but they tout 50%, so really good numbers. And, some of these reasons why is that, Matthew and the tour directors, they take you to these places that you just wouldn't find on your own. Matthew, tell us about this picture. What are we looking at?
Well, I should tell the folks that here in Spain in the winter, photography is my little business over here. Classic example, we have a beautiful 2-week tour to Scotland. We take the clients right around the top of Scotland, and it's the same old line. We want them to come back. We want them at the end of the tour, we want them to think, that was just fabulous. That was just terrific value for money. Classic example. Look very close to that 14-day Scottish tour. The code is the GJ. Look at the opposition, and you'll see they don't go around the top of Scotland like we do. But we do. We go right round to the nook and cranny. We discovered this fabulous waterfall, and I say it myself, Ali, that's not a bad picture with the old getting the water blurred. We stop there. We want to show the people this, and actually, when we pull up, we tell them we're going to show you a little surprise. And the people absolutely love it because they're getting more for their money. And we took them down into this cave. We show them this waterfall. There's no one else there but us. They think it's just wonderful. And so we do have a habit of putting in these little extras, always, of course, on the route that has been sold. But we want to show these people. We want the customers to be satisfied, and that is what we're aiming for. And when you're talking about 85% as opposed to 50%, the proof is there, isn't it? But that's
right.
Right up in the northwest top of Scotland, a place called Smoo.
Beautiful. Another statistic that you all will like is the fact that Great Britain in 2012 is up to 20% less when you look at Globus compared to some other tour operators who are also doing escorted tours around the area. So, when you think of the fact that the value is there and that Globus truly is giving you more, but you are paying less, pretty impressive. And some of those included features are something like you'll experience at the Rothbond Farm. So Matthew, could you take us through this included sightseeing feature and what people love about it?
Well, we just mentioned these New Zealand farmers. As you can imagine, they love this place. Rathdown Farm is way out in the west of Ireland. I'm sure the people listening to us will have watched and shot a wonderful film by the name of The Quiet Man, John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, and it's out that direction. Rathdown Farm is a proper working Irish farm. Now, I want you to imagine you're on a coach and you roll up and you see that, a beautiful thatched roof. And in Britain and Ireland, when it comes to thatched roofs, we get them absolutely spot on. On the right-hand side, there's Fintan, wonderful Irish name. The name of his dog escapes me for the minute. But it's a working farm. And when we get there, off we go. No one else there. There's no other coaches there. We take the people in, and Fintan shows them the working of the sheepdogs, the shearing of the sheep, all these kind of things. And so if you think that, say, a visit like this, there's going to be 5 other coaches there and hundreds of people there, it's not. That is for us and for us only. It's a wonderful visit. And it's seeing a different side. And what we're trying to do is show people a little bit more, basically take people inside and show them a bit more. As I said before, we want people to enjoy, but we want them to, at the end of the tour, to turn around and say we learned something as well, because we find that people want to learn and they want to enjoy. And we show with Fintan there, shearing the sheep, and people love it. And at the end of it, we go into the farmhouse where we get 3 cups of tea and coffee and the loveliest scones going. Ali, it's worth the trip across the Atlantic for these scones, I guarantee you.
I'm sold. I'm ready to go. What about the accommodations? When you all look through the brochures and when you speak with your AffordableTours.com travel consultant, they will explain to you our hotels and their designations in the brochure listed as an F means first class, SF, superior first class, and D deluxe. And you can see some samples here on your screen. But Matthew, is there anyone in particular that you would tell us about from your experience?
Well, I mean, it's just on the pictures of London that we saw before. We saw the Hilton Metropole. We also sort of the beautiful new Park Plaza. I mean, the Park Plaza is one of the big flagship hotels that we use in London. And to put things into perspective, I was staying there last year, and I looked out towards Big Ben, which, as you can imagine, tourists love. I mean, I lived in London for many years. I got used to seeing Big Ben, but tourists love it. I was staying in New York, and I looked out towards the Statue of Liberty. I think it was just wonderful, and that is what people really enjoy. And you know, we always say to people with these tours, the value for money. If you look at what we call in Britain the rack rate, if you walk into the Hilton Metropole as a couple, you walk into the Park Plaza, you're going to be paying for one night about £270, breakfast included. That's over $400 US. Okay, there's the Park Plaza. There's Big Ben right smack bang behind. Big sum of money. Okay, but we can get in there. We've already got the deals done already. We've bought the accommodations, and that's not a problem at all. Basically, we block book and we can get into these beautiful hotels at a much lower rate. The old phrase, location, location, location. Look at that. Straight out. There's the River Thames glistening. There's the Houses of Parliament behind the Big Ben, the London Eye, the Ferris wheel, which is a big attraction just around the corner to the right-hand side from there. And that is something in the last 2 years we've really tried to crank up. We've gone for top quality hotels in London, and we've got them.
And so let's take a look at an overview of what the Globus family of brands and the Globus brand offer in Great Britain and Ireland. You're going to see we have many multi-country panoramas for you to choose from that are going to explore England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland together. And then we have what we call regional discoveries that take a particular in-depth look at one region, so like England here on your screen with just a taste of Scotland. We have family vacations, so for those of you who are looking to travel with anyone in your party from 5 to 21, we have family vacations that are very, very appealing. And then we've got our top-selling vacations. One of them is shown here on your screen, Britain Sampler, which is a 9-day tour from $12.49. So you can see, again, value definitely there. One of our top-selling vacations in terms of popularity is one of Matthew's favorites, and it's the Scottish Highlands and Islands. It's a 14-day itinerary that really explores the beautiful country of Scotland in depth. Matthew, could you tell us some of your favorite things about this particular itinerary?
I could, Ali, but we'd be here all night, and what a lovely, lovely tour that is. And look very closely at it. This is something we discussed the last time. The clients fly into Glasgow. Beautiful airport, works very, very well indeed. We head down to England, of all places, on a Scottish tour, but there's reasons for that. Lovely hotel just outside Carlisle. And then, of course, we focus on Scotland. And I wish I could show you this tour 15 years ago when we started doing it, how we've changed it, how we've improved it. Because as soon as you leave Carlisle, Edinburgh, 2 nights. Inverness, 2 nights. Thurso, you get the picture. It's 2 nights absolutely everywhere till you get back to Glasgow. And the clients like that, the clients love it. So also, so the guides and the drivers as well, because it gives you a base. It gives you a base to go out and to see things. For example, we get to Inverness, we go out and we see Macbeth's Cawdor Castle. We go to Thurso, we go out to the Orkney Islands, which the people adore. Skye, we go for a trip around the Isle of Skye. And that is, it's a lovely tour, just beautiful. The scenery is very, very nice indeed. And what we always say about the tour, folks, don't worry about the weather. People think that in June and July the weather's going to be horrible. And well, I was doing that tour in June and July last year, and we had I was up there for 62 days. We had 2 wet days. We also had many days like this picture that's coming up now. Look how beautiful clear the sky is. Look how beautiful and clear the water is as well. I took that picture on my birthday. Remember this year, Ali? July the 30th.
Okay.
And it was 71 degrees. 71 degrees Fahrenheit up there. Beautiful day. Absolutely lovely. Okay? And so we show the people these things. And you know, that 2-week tour of Scotland, it is one of the top-rated tours going, and for a reason as well. It's first rate.
And Matthew, what is this picture here that we're looking at? Some beautiful photography.
The picture you look at there is it's a very, very special spot. It's a little island called Ido. So it's only 3 miles squared. It takes a 10-minute ferry ride to get over there. But it's very, very important because it's the birthplace of Christianity in Scotland. Okay, it's where a saint by the name of St. Columba came over and used that as a base and converted the Scots from pagan to Christian ways. So when we go there, all right, we have a big stop there. We make it as a big, big thing because on that tour, if you've got 40 people on the coach, you will find that over a dozen people have come on that tour to see Iona, because Iona is a very, very special spot indeed. And one of the things with Globus, again, look at the opposition. We stay on the island of Mull. On that picture there, you're on the island of Iona. You're looking to the island of Mull. We stay on the island of Mull. Other companies stay on the mainland. They have to make an extra ferry crossing, an extra 1-hour ferry crossing, which basically bites into the time on that little island. We just take the one crossing to get over there. So we're ahead of the game there. We're on the only hotel in the island which can take a tour, and a very nice hotel it is too, and it gives us quality time on that island. And so we always say we're on that island, and some of the clients of the other coach companies come over, and they say, how long are you staying here? And you're staying an extra hour than we are. You're seeing more things than we are. So it's a better quality touring experience.
Let's hop over to Ireland now, and can you tell us about this top-selling vacation, which is the Highlights of Britain and Ireland?
The GK, and again, the GK is a tour that, again, you know, what we try and do is we want feedback, because feedback is very, very important. And as a result, we've changed this tour. Again, 2 nights in Killarney, 2 nights in Dublin, 2 nights in Edinburgh. These are the places that people really want to see. They want to see Edinburgh, they want to see Dublin, they want to see the western side of Ireland. The Ring of Kerry, which is that little loop around the southwestern corner. You can just see down the tip of the map where, I mean, it's just marking the, there it is, well done. And these are things that people want to see. And when you have a 2-night stop like that, again, it gives you more time. It gives you quality time as well. Because what we're trying to do, we don't want to rush people. People don't like being rushed. So we get to Killarney, we have a nice relaxing time. The next day we make our way around the Ring of Kerry. We can do photo stops. The picture behind is a very, very famous beach. It's called Inch Beach. And we see that when we're out there on the west of Ireland. And again, we're just trying to show the people more. That beach, Caroline, is just under 5 miles in length. It's a fabulous beach, absolutely beautiful. And that is, well, I mean, it wasn't raining that day. It was very, very cloudy, but the cloud actually added to the picture in many, many ways. But again, what we're trying to do, we're trying to give that to the people just a little bit more. 2 nights here, people like it, gives you a chance to see more things. And when people see more things, they're getting more out of the tour.
Definitely. How do we do things different when it comes to events like the Edinburgh Military Tattoo?
It's included. End of story. I mean, the thing is with the Edinburgh Military Tattoo, you know, for years, trying to get a ticket for the Edinburgh Military Tattoo was akin to getting a ticket for the Super Bowl. Okay? I mean, you know, you just couldn't get one. So what we did was we went in, and the tours, the Globus tours and the Cosmos tours, it's in the brochure, it's in black and white. So those tours that are staying in Edinburgh at the time of the tattoo have tattoo tickets included. And the Edinburgh Military Tattoo is maybe people aren't 100% aware of what it is. It's a fabulous show. YouTube, you can see some highlights on YouTube, which maybe gives a slightly better aspect than my camera did there. What you're looking at there is Edinburgh Castle, 1,000 years old. The tattoo is held in what is known as the Esplanade. And the Esplanade is, to be perfectly frank, it's a car park in front of the castle. But what you've got there are 9,000 people, okay? And it's a display of precision. It's a display of bagpipes, which, as you can imagine, the people absolutely love. Lots and lots of kilts as well. And Ali, we know you love the kilts too, yeah? And what you've also got as well is a fabulous fireworks display, the whole thing. So the tours that are going into Edinburgh during the tattoo, the tickets are included in the price of vacation. The tour guide has the tickets, gives you the tickets, and that's the way it goes. Fabulous, fabulous show. And those tours in August, they sell out quick. Okay, always a little bit of advice. You want to see the tattoo, you really need to get moving on the booking, because people know that the Globus and the Cosmos, the
thank you for giving us some really nice highlights of Great Britain and Ireland and the things that
My
we
pleasure.
include. Maybe you could give us some top travel tips. You know, we've got travelers on the call today who I'm sure are already booked and looking to go, so maybe you could go through a couple of your top tips for us.
Right, best place to exchange money. To everybody, you know, we all know the score. That when one changes money, whether you're in London or Louisiana, there's always going to be a commission. I mean, that's the nature of the beast, and one has to try and reduce the commission as best one can. My little tip to exchange money would be the ATM machine. That would be my #1 place. After that, then I would start going to the main high street banks in Britain. That would be the best place to go. We also have over here Thomas Cook, American Express, these places, Bureau de Changes. And when you're over here on the tour, all the guides are going to give you the same advice that I'm giving on that score. It's not a problem changing money. Of course, Ireland operate the euro. In Britain, we operate Her Majesty's pounds and sterling system. But it's not a problem. We can point you in the right direction. Where is the best place to shop? Well, it depends. It depends what you like. But that is no problem at all. When we go to Scotland, we direct people who like to go and buy tartan. We go to, say, St Andrews, the home of golf. There's 10 golf shops there. We can point you in the right direction. That's no problem whatsoever. How do I call home? The code is quite simply, whether it's the States or whether it's Canada, 001. And we get asked every single tour, how do we do it? Can you help us out? Can you show us how it's done? That's no problem whatsoever. The only thing I would say, and I hope some of the hotels don't have me bugged on this one, some of the hotels are expensive when it comes to calling home. Okay, just bear that in mind. People bring over the 1-800 calling cards, AT&T, and the like. Again, we can show you how it's done. That's not a problem. Question number 4 is the dreaded one about tipping. Well, I mean, it's what we always stress to people again is this: when we're on these tours, you know, when we go to the hotel, the porters bring the luggage up to your rooms. Okay, we as a company tip the porters for you. That is included in the price of your tour. Likewise, you know, you've got your breakfast included. You've got the vast majority of your meals included at the hotels. You do not need to tip the waiting staff there. We do that for you. That's all included. Okay? Now, if you buy a drink at the hotel, it is customary to tip the bar staff. And you would look, in terms of appropriate, you'd look at the same kind of rate that you have in the United States. Okay? Similar kind of thing. But very important thing to stress, which we say to people, you know, these porters that bring the suitcases up to your rooms and back down again. We do the tipping for you. What should I pack? Well, I mean, in terms of, you know, in terms of the weather for Britain during the summer, we keep saying this, but it's not that bad. I mean, there's me on my standing of all things on a New Holland tractor wearing my suit, and that was taken in late September last year. Now you can see I'm just wearing a suit and a shirt. I'm not wrapped up or anything like that. I mean, late September last year, it was mid to late 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is it's fine. Say, for example, on that Scottish tour, we've got a few ferry crossings to go on, which they bring a jacket. The people always do bring a jacket, so you know it's quite okay. Final thing: do I need a converter for the electricity? You do, but you also always need an adapter. You need an adapter and a converter, because in Britain it's 220, 240. In the States and Canada it's 110, 120. Plus we have a slightly different triple pin arrangement. You've got a slightly different double pin arrangement, so you need a converter and an adapter.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing your top tips with us today.
My pleasure.
Now, I want to invite Rod to come back on the call so that he can tell us about our fabulous show specials that you all have been waiting for. Globus is offering a wonderful promotion right now, and so you guys have to act quick on this one because it's about to expire in the next couple of weeks, where if you book an air-inclusive vacation, you can save $500 off per couple. And then, Rod, will you come on and please tell us about the bonus travel show special that we're offering?
Sure, Allie, thank you. And, you know, just in that $500 promotion, that's been a really great promotion, and we've had a lot of people take advantage of that. It ends February the 14th, and after that, you know, I assume it's not going to be available anymore, and that's, you know, that's a really big deal right now. And also the travel show special for today is you can save an additional $100 per booking if you book by February the 9th, 2012. And, you know, we're going to apply that to any Globus or Cosmos vacation. Just mention that you were a participant on the show, and you will be able to receive that additional discount.
Great. So that's on top of the other promotion, right?
On top of the other promotion and on top of 10% off that you always receive by booking your Globus and Cosmos vacation through AffordableTours.com. So,
wow.
You know, right now you can combine all these discounts. That's 10% off the price of the tour, $500 off the air promo, and the $100 show special. So with all that, I think it's going to combine to make it a very attractive price.
All right. So I think we're going to have some travelers on the show today, Rod, who are going to go over and meet you, Matthew. So be looking for those AffordableTours.com clients that come over and tour with you.
We certainly will. Yep.
And one in particular, are you guys ready for our grand prize drawing? We're about to give away a $250 grand prize giveaway to be used towards any new 2012 Great Britain booking. So, Rod, we are pleased to announce the winner.
Al Lowery. Fantastic. And to claim that, please, how did it, well, Allie, how would they claim that?
Should we have them send you an email, or?
That would be good. That, so Mr. Lowery, please feel free to send me an email to claim that $250 gift certificate from Globus Tours for a Globus travel package in 2012 for Britain and Ireland. And you may email me at, or anybody, if you have any questions and you'd like to ask anything of me, please always feel free to email me at Rod, that's R as in Robert, O as in Oscar, D as in David, at AffordableTours.com.
All right, great. And then just a recap of other deals and promotions that we do have going on. I know some of you mentioned that you had traveled with Globus before. So remember, we have our Journeys Club, where anybody who has ever traveled with the Globus family of brands, that's Globus, Cosmos, Monograms, or Avalon Waterways, you can enroll in the Journeys Club, and then you get an additional 5% off your Globus tour. So contact your AffordableTours.com travel consultant, and they can tell you all about the additional deals and promotions that we have to offer for you. So, Rod, do we have time to take some questions now?
Certainly.
Okay, so looks like a question came in about, can you purchase excursions online before going on the tour? And the answer, Jerry, is yes, you can. You can work again with your AffordableTours.com travel consultant. They can point you in the direction to an area of the website called My Globus, where you can go on, you can pre-register for your tour, enter emergency contact information, check out the complete list of excursions and activities, and you can pre-book those ahead of time. I think it's up to 2 weeks or 10 days prior to your departure, Jerry. So I think you were looking at a March departure. And another question was, do we know who tour guides will be for specific itineraries? We don't actually have that information. So you're just going to have to see who you get when you're on the tour. We don't have that information ahead of time. Let's see here. For any questions, specific questions about the show, Rod, how should they just give you a call and ask? A couple people are asking about questions about the show special.
Yes, feel free to email me or call into our office and just mention that you've seen the Globus and AffordableTours.com Ireland webinar, and that you're entitled to that show special. And if there's any questions from our tour specialist, you can always reference them to me, Rod, and I'll be happy to let them know about that. But I will send them all out an email today and make sure they're aware of the show special, and
okay.
That should be applied to your booking.
Great. Well, I think that took care of all of the questions. Matthew did such an exceptional job for us during the presentation, answering all the questions that had already come in. So I don't have anything else. Matthew, I just want to thank you for joining us today. Rod, thank you for this opportunity. For all of you participating, we thank you so much for joining us today and giving us 40 minutes of your time. We look forward to welcoming you on an upcoming Britain and Ireland tour in 2012. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.